Greetings, Earthlings. MG here. Another video. I got some black tea here. Tauzo from the Keurig. It's awesome. So I've had time to reflect since yesterday. Also, before I get started, the studio downstairs is almost ready. So I have, my setup's going to be dope. And I'm super excited to start making productions there. The new camera, the video editing software, and the microphone. They're all going to be here on Saturday, according to the tracking information. So I'm super excited that at least from Saturday on, moving forward, I will have my studio all set up and I'll be doing videos that'll be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, if you will. So let's get into the video today. Yesterday, I had a little mini meltdown. I think they used the F word like 75 times in the video. For those of you who are a little bit more sensitive to the language, I apologize for that. But sometimes when you are passionate and emotionally charged and you care about something, especially if you're from Chicago or the suburbs, right around the Chicagoland area, sometimes we can use the F word like it's a verb. And most of the F-bombs in that video were because of that. But again, it's real. It's coming from the heart. I do care. You know, I don't pander. I don't bullshit. And, you know, having 24 hours pass now since that video and being able to reflect on all the things that have transpired and all the new information that's come in, nothing of value being learned off Twitter or Facebook, of course, as usual. Both of those place extremely toxic, horrific social media sites. Everything from watching your friends just toss grenades at each other all day long. One side taking liberties because of the current political events. The other side's on the defense. You know, that kind of went back and forth for 4 years now. And you just sitting there reading all of this, just laughing because of how ignorant and stupid it all is. It's like watching a sporting event. It's what it's truly become. It's like watching a Bears-Packers game. You know, you watch your friends who support both sides. Some people can get along, you know, kind of jokingly prod each other, but for the most part, it's civil and sometimes fun. But a lot of times it becomes toxic and ridiculous. And that's what this has been for 24 hours straight. Not for the first time, of course, but it's the present scenario. You don't learn anything. I mean, there's virtually nothing that was learned today. They obviously didn't watch my video yesterday. I mean, the fake racist drama, you know, the people that constantly post things about race, they're just nonstop today. They're like creatures from the Blue Lagoon. Can't get rid of them. I mean, they're just inciting. They like take gasoline, they pour gasoline on the fire and go, where did the fire come from? And that's basically the type of people they are. They're too ignorant to even realize the damage that they're taking place and creating for everybody. But they can, you know, get on their soapboxes and then have their like-minded idiots that believe the same things they do, you know, tell them how smart they are and all can like each other's posts and, you know, carry on and so forth with their bullshit. But anyways, this isn't about them. So what do we do moving forward? Where do we go? We need to get a new political party. The Republicans are done. Okay, the Republicans, like, the only reason why they won the previous election was because of Trump and his populist message. they have been just a secondary party ever since W. Bush, George W. W. Constitution's just a goddamn piece of paper. George W. Bush. They've had really no message, no platform, nothing to get excited about. Yeah, they've won some local elections, some races in the states, but some governorships, but they really were the secondary party up until Trump came in, when he just kind of steamrolled the establishment in the party when they didn't think that was possible. But they've done everything they could since that point to make sure that he would be forced out and they could take the party back over. The little rich golfer, golf club membership party for the plutocracy's minions that reside inside the Republican Party. And that's without even discussing the Democrats, who are officially, if nobody knew it before, after this election, it should be evidence of anyone that's sane or has the ability to process somewhat intricate information, that they are the party of McDonald's, they're the party of big tech, Facebook, Twitter, they're party of all the banking institutions, the party of international corporations, 3M, IBM, Monsanto, like all these Bayer, all these corporations, their shareholders are all the same. So if you look at their public reports, you can see the same names of the people that own percentages of the companies. It's all the fucking billionaires. They're the ones that own all the stocks in these companies, guys. Your 5 shares of Apple is nothing. It's insignificant. It's nothing. Okay, the Queen Bee is the Queen of England. Queen Bee is the Shell oil. All these huge corporations, multinational corporations, they're shareholders that own the company. It's not just the CEOs, right? Some CEOs have shares. They may be a majority stakeholder, but often they're not. Okay, they just run the company for the people that own the company. That's the party that is the Democrats now. Okay, so the Democrats put on a show, right? So they allow the commies in the universities, they pander, they get on their soapbox and pander in the inner cities to make sure that the minorities in the country are still a part of their vote harvesting plantations. But really in the nitty gritty, when the cameras are off and they're in the back rooms and no cell phones are allowed, they're not talking about how important it is to increase the overall wealth or health of Black people or women. And they're talking about how the things they're going to do to further their aims to gain control over all the nation states on the planet and make sure they're all solidified so they can never lose power and they can pass more laws, have more regulations that control markets and choice. And anybody that has half a brain that revolts or talks bad about these institutions and brings facts and truth about them to show the masses how detrimental this course that's changed over the last 40 years. They're shunned, called racist, made to look stupid, fought tooth and nail, or just not even given a platform to speak, completely shunned and blocked. The Democratic Party is the corporate party, okay? Billions of dollars they were given by corporations. All the races across the country, the corporate candidate got all the money from corporations. The candidate was for the people or at any point had expressed a love or compassion for hurting Americans, people that are suffering across the country who don't live on the coasts, don't live in ivory towers in major urban areas, big cities, like the people that are forgotten. All the people in outside the suburbs and the main urban areas. They don't care about any of those people. That's quite obvious by what's transpired over the last 40 years. They don't care about truck drivers. They don't care about machinists. They don't care about electricians. They don't care about carpenters. Whatever you get that's left over from the scraps of the table, so be it. But, each generation, each decade that's passed, their wealth has increased. These stimuluses, the banker bailout, all that money that's printed is wealth that goes up, which they get for 0% interest. And then they take that money and they invest it. They buy things, all things of real value, like companies, real estate. That has actual value, right? Money has no value. It's digitally printed. It's backed by nothing. But the point of getting the money is so you can buy things that have value. Real estate, art, companies, things that will increase your overall value of your corporation, or your personal wealth. You can use that money that's printed out of thin air to do the things you need to do to make sure that you can have your own little personal monopoly outside of just corporations alone. That's what they use it for. That's what they've done. That's the crime. That's the criminal acts. Do you think that those people that control things, when they do things as nefarious as this and cheat, scheme, call this capitalism when it's really crony capitalism, all underwritten by central banks who are their buddies that they all shake hands with, have meetings with, go to group think tanks to talk about world domination? Like, this isn't like aliens and lizard people and all that. Okay, this is just human beings, flawed human beings who are super greedy and want control. They think they're better than you. They poo-poo you. They think you're all idiots, which a good portion of society in the middle class and lower classes are extremely stupid. Okay, I give them that. I understand why they view people the way they do, like cattle. And they have the cattle built their own little cages. See, the cattle build the cages that they sit inside and then they get prodded with electrical prods to go in a direction they want them to, if they want to move them to this pen or they want something done or something changed in society that furthers their control, their aims, their goals, whatever it may be. Yeah, they sit outside the cage and they prod the cattle in the direction they want them to go. So next election, who do we vote for? I'm not talking about the idiots in our society, the cattle. I'm talking about us in the middle class and the lower classes that have a brain, can conceptually analyze all this stimuli and come to the conclusion that we're getting fucked. There's that word again. Sorry. What do we do? What options do we have? I don't know. Maybe a third party. Probably need fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. But let's get a third party first before we start worrying about a good variety. How do we do it? I don't know. It's going to be difficult. But I think it starts grassroots. I think it starts with all of us refusing, no longer voting for jackasses and elephants. Done. No more. Not on the local level, not on the statewide level, and no longer federally. None. Done. And this movement has to catch on. It has to be a vast amount of people that will support this project. I don't know what else we can do. If we were to riot or if we were to protest, we're called racist violence inciters. Because 0.5% or less of the people that were in the Capitol yesterday decided to be idiots. We're all them now. Anybody that supported Trump is now those people. That's the message. Just like, and I definitely acknowledge this in the Black Lives Matter protest, 0.5% to 1% of the protesters were idiots inciting violence. Okay. I don't agree with the Black Lives Matter movement, right? I care about Black lives. I just don't care about that movement, what they stand for, all the other things that's not talked about, Marxist bullshit and all that. I love Black people. I love Black lives. I love white lives. I love brown lives. I love everybody's lives. Okay. They're human beings. I love them. Unless they open their mouth and say really dumb things or they hurt people. Then I don't love them. Don't care about them or their movements. If it's not built in truth with good intentions, I don't like it. Okay? Don't like it. I supported Occupy Wall Street. I supported the Tea Party, all before those got hijacked and moved in a direction that corporations liked. We need a third party. Gotta have them. We're gonna have to find a way to get this thing moving and cooking. Anybody who has suggestions, agrees, bring them up. I don't know. I'm gonna spend my 2021 year making videos about this from time to time, but also trying to do my part to find a way to get a third party that actually has a platform, that actually is serious, that actually does things that get themselves on the basically the public stage. We're gonna have to force our way on, because NBC, CBS, all the mass media does not want us. Okay, they don't want anything to do with us. They hate us. They want good workers. They want good trench fighters. That's what they want, because you tune in to their bullshit and you ingest it and you believe it. And then you go out on the internet and fucking regurgitate their puke to all your friends. So you guys are all wound up, fighting with each other on the internet all day long, posting their videos to back up your point, the point you just regurgitated from their show. That's what they want. That's what Facebook wants. We need to stop with all of that. Okay? We need to all join together. All of us, all genders, all races, all 87,000 genders, all the different shades of brown, black, white, yellow, all of us together, and come up with a third party and find ways that we can all agree together and champion and fight for together that benefits all of us. Oh, like economics. Economics and money. That's a way to get people passionate about a cause. Fighting China. We got to do something. I'm not going to just quit, lay down and die and give up. I was fucking pissed yesterday. There's that word again. Sorry. I was pissed yesterday. Pissed. I mean, it would have, if my dog, after I made that video, was like kind of freaked out. You could see it, like, are you okay, Papa? She heard me screaming from all the way downstairs and was on edge. Society she doesn't get to see very often. So, but today is a day of, what do we do now? Giving up's not an option. That's what pussies do. No giving up. We got to find a way. Third party. Got to try to find a way to bludgeon our way in. And that means, and look, the corporations got all the money. They got the talking heads, the mass propaganda, right? But you know how propaganda doesn't work? You stop listening to it. You start communicating amongst each other in your group and in your party You turn off all the outside influences. You don't care anymore what they say or what they label you as or try to portray you as. You ignore them. Tell them to go fuck themselves. There's that word again. That's the only way you can do this. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe. Love you. Again, this weekend, you get to see the new studio. I'll have the video editing software I bought. I'll be able to start doing cool things like when I do this, then I can pop a screen up here and show you something cool. Or I can, when I'm doing one of my poses, my sexy man poses that I know all the ladies love that are watching. Yeah, right. I can do cool stuff to make fun of myself, which I do on the regular. All of that will be able to do soon. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, like, subscribe. I'm out. Third party. We need to do something, guys. No giving up. Okay?